Is it snowing? Is that snow?
Christmas time in May.
I don't think that's snow. Hey guys, welcome back to Fly By Night Reviews. I'm your host, Kiren
And Dom.
Today we're going to do a movie review of the movie Cocainebear. It's out on Peacock right now. I love this movie. I'm just going to be straightforward. Me and my wife watched it last night. Couldn't take my eyes off of it. It was just so enthralling and like entertaining and funny that I was like, in my mind, I was like, this is a 10 out of 10 movie. But that's just my personal opinion. I mean, I know a lot of people have issues out there on the internet, but I absolutely love this movie. It was great. Definitely lives up to its name, Cocainebear, for sure. I mean...
Yeah, this movie was way better than it had any right to be. I think that's what helps.
Yeah, I mean, I know kind of what I was expecting, but... So the movie's basically inspired by true events, and I was assuming there was like parts in the movie that were like real,
right.
But then after watching the movie and just seeing how over the top everything was, the only thing that was true about the story was the fact that there was a plane full of cocaine and the cocaine drops in the forest and a bear consumes the cocaine. But instead of going crazy, the bear just ended up overdosing. And apparently the bear was a really small bear, too. It was only like a 175-pound bear.
That sounds like an adolescent or something.
Yeah, so like that's you know, the... But there, you know, we're gonna talk about spoilers in a bit, but yeah, there's a you know, a point in the movie where something happens, and that's kind of where the true story ends and the fantasy begins. But yeah, I mean, what were you thinking of? I mean, what were you
I was expecting it to be kind of like, I had heard it was better than people thought it would be, and even going into that, I was like thinking, okay, it should be entertaining, but no, I mean, it was entertaining, but it kept my attention. I wasn't it's hard for me to keep my attention on a movie. I'm sitting on my phone while I'm kind of glancing at it, but I was watching it.
Yeah,
I didn't touch my phone.
Yeah, I was like pretty much. I didn't check my phone once, and then I also found out
just a little over 90 minutes.
Yeah, it was like an hour and a half. I found out Elizabeth Banks directed this movie too.
Oh yeah,
and she's kind of like mainly like kind of like side characters. She was in 40-Year-Old Virgin, and she was also in Spider-Man too.
Oh yeah, she was in the. But she's also in Zack and Miri Make a Porno.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know who. Maybe she directed that one too. I can't. I'm not sure.
No, that was Kevin Smith.
Was that Kevin Smith?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so I was like really surprised that she directed this, but I could see some of that humor in it for sure.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's get into spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie, I suggest you go see. It's on Peacock right at the moment. So if you have the subscription, go ahead and check it out. Yeah, or you can even rent it or whatever, buy it. It's definitely worth it, my opinion. But yeah, so basically the movie set starts off. There's a guy in a plane.
Yeah, you can tell he's high as hell.
Yeah, he's like dancing around. He's got a bunch of packs of
duffel bags of cocaine,
and he's dancing around. He has like headphones on and everything, and he's getting his parachute on. So it looks like he's just gonna like basically jump out of this plane and I guess try to avoid authorities that way. But he hits his head and gets knocked out.
and that's the end of that for him.
Yeah, so basically, the true story was that basically all happened. There was a guy who, I guess, he jumped out of the plane and his parachute failed and he ended up dying. And someone near the forest found the body, and then the plane ended up crashing in the forest, or I think it was like Georgia or something.
Something like that, yeah.
And... So that basically the movie pretty much like the true story kind of ends there, and then the rest is just like
ensues
fiction. There's like in the beginning there's this Norwegian couple, or I don't know what country they're from.
Right. It's that guy from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, the dude with the red hair.
Yeah.
And they're on a hike, and this is like their first encounter with the cocaine bear, and they see the bear, and it's like obviously not acting normal, and
right, and just totally kills the wife or girlfriend. Yeah,
yeah, and then, yeah, this movie is like very gory, like it's very
comically gory, but yeah,
yeah. So that basically kind of starts the movie off, and then it sort of has like three like separate stories. You have Keri Russel's character; she plays the mom, and then she has
after her kid.
Yeah, she has a daughter, and the daughter has a friend too. And then there's
skip school.
Yeah, and then there's Ray Liotta, who plays like the drug dealer looking for the drugs, and then I think Alden, I forgot his last name. He's like the Han Solo dude.
Right, yeah, Solo. I forgot his name, but yeah.
And then Ice Cube's son, I think his name's David in the movie, and they're kind of they're with Ray Liotta's character, and they're kind of like, I guess
that's another storyline. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the third one is the park ranger.
Kind of, yeah. That's kind of, yeah.
And like the paramedics, and it's just very. So it kind of starts off slowish, but there's some build up. Like I was actually surprised in how much build up there was. It felt like a good budget. Like it didn't feel like a low budget movie. It felt like a good quality movie.
Yeah.
For what it was. And
yeah, no like crazily bad special effects in there.
Yeah, I mean the bear was actually looked pretty good. I mean, I mean it's just like it's kind of like I guess it works kind of like a horror movie where it's just like you have the unsuspecting victims, and then the bear monster shows up and then kind of kills them in creative ways, and like I mean I was surprised in how much they showed. Like there's a lot of
severed limbs.
Yeah, severed limbs, heads, and
disembowelment.
And it's just like, I mean, it's so because like I said before I watched the movie, it was like based on true events. I thought like some of that stuff actually did happen. Like this bear actually killed people, but apparently that was all just part of the movie.
Sadly.
But yeah, it was like, I think my favorite storyline. I mean, even though it was kind of cut short, it was definitely the most exciting and thrilling. Was the park ranger one?
Oh yes, that was going after those little the gang of kids like unsuspectingly like shooting the one.
Oh yeah, so basically they get attacked by the bear in the forest. When Keri Russel's character is like looking for her daughter and daughter's friend, and there's another camp, what do you call, ranger or something that gets killed.
Oh, some wildlife expert going through surveying the animals. Yeah,
and so this other female ranger like survives the bite or whatever, and she goes back to the office,
right,
and kind of like closes the doors, make sure like the bear doesn't come in there, and then there's like three kind of like
two. There was two thugs that were kind of going in and trying to like rip her off and rip off people from the park.
Yeah, so she kind of found out they were trying to rip her off, and she was kind of like, but then she was also think there's a bear outside, so I don't really have time to like deal with this right now. But she accidentally shoots one of them, and then that's like the point where it just starts getting like really ridiculous, like holy crap,
funny as hell.
And then the bear comes in and kills the other teenager, and then she calls the paramedics, and then like the paramedics show up, and then it's like straight up from a horror movie where they're like something's in the closet, and like one of the paramedics opens the door, and there's like a
coked up bear.
Yeah, coked up bear with like a mutilated body with like severed head and everything. And then the bear starts like just like going crazy and chasing them, and they're like driving away, and and it's just this whole scene was pretty crazy. Like it's very like
funny.
Holy crap, like they went there. But yeah, I mean a lot of it was I guess the main focus was like kind of Keri Russell's character, and then Ray Liotta's son and his friend trying to get hold of the drugs, and so basically it was just like the drug dealer wanted to get the drugs because obviously when you're you have to
Yeah, you owe people money for the drugs.
So that was their pretty much their motivation. And then Keri Russell's character was like, try to save her daughter and make sure she's okay. So they eventually kind of like all sort of like
converge on the same spot.
Yeah, and there's like this like Ray Liotta's character kind of like, I guess he's just focused on getting the bag of drugs, and the bears actually have this bag of cocaine, and it's like the last bag of like cocaine. So of course Ray Liotta's like, I need to get that cocaine, and he ends up like dying, and the like bear. It's like almost like a zombie movie where it's like the
and then the little cubs are going after.
Like the intestines like start pouring out, and
having sausage tonight.
Yeah. I think my only gripe, I wasn't really a fan. Like there was a part, I think towards the end where I was like, okay, like I know it's a short movie, but I was like, okay, maybe they could have like cut off a little bit and just sort of
wrapped it up a little quicker than it was.
Yeah, I think they were trying to have some kind of like story arc or something, which at this point, it was so ridiculous that I didn't really need it.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of character development, but again, you didn't really need to have character development in this one.
Just a crazy day.
Yeah. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's like, she finds a daughter, and, they're safe and everything. And then, I don't know if they're going to do sequels or not. I think I watched a review saying that they're like talking about doing like a possible like franchise of it, kind of like Sharknado or something.
Or the Piranha.
Yeah, because they sort of left it open-ended, but they might be like different animals that like...
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, but... Oh god, cocaine squirrels.
But overall, I liked it. I think Dom liked it too.
Oh yeah, it was good. I enjoyed myself with that one.
Yeah, I suggest you go see it. It's a fun watch. But yeah, that's it. Well, that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoy that. As always, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe below. Let us know your thoughts on Cocaine Bear. Was it as bad as some of these other reviewers are saying, or was it a good movie? I loved it. I can't tell you how much I love this movie, but it was awesome.
It was great. It was good.
But anyway, it was great talking to you guys, and we will catch you guys next time.
Peace.